It is important for your antennas to be grounded in order to provide a path to ground after a lightning strike. But did you know that grounding is not enough to prevent your connected equipment from getting damaged? In this video, we're going to be talking about grounding, or the limitations of grounding. Why is it that even though your antenna is grounded, your connected equipment could still be damaged from a lightning strike? Well, let's talk about this. We're going to be using a dipole antenna as our example. A dipole antenna has two equal length elements, and these elements are connected to a Balaam transformer. Now, this Balaam transformer is connected to a coaxial cable. So this is the reason we need a Balaam transformer, because a coaxial cable is an unbalanced medium and a dipole antenna is balanced. So in order to connect unbalanced to balance, we need a Balaam transformer to connect the two. The coaxial cable is connected from the Balaam transformer all the way down to the grounding block. The grounding block is where the grounding rod going into the ground is connected. And you also have your coaxial cable that goes into your home connecting your equipment. It's connected from this point as well. What I also have connected here is a ground wire. This ground wire I have written here as 10 gauge, which is the bare minimum. 5 gauge is even better because it's much thicker, okay? And the thicker, the better. So we have the ground wire going from the grounding block all the way back to the Balaam transformer, and it's connected here. So this coaxial cable is grounded at both ends. It's grounded up here and it's grounded here, because once you connect the wire here, it also connects to the outer shield of the coaxial cable. So the outer shield would be grounded, not the inner one. The inner wire is never grounded, okay? The conductor right in the middle of the coaxial cable, that's never grounded, just the outer shield. So let's say this outer shield is connected to this element here, and the inner conductor is connected to this element. So now everything is connected, your ground wire is in there, everything is ready to go. Let's say at this point we had a lightning storm and this element here got hit by lightning. What will happen is that it will send a current right down to the Balaam transformer, but this current will not go through your coaxial cable because you have a ground wire, and the current will take the path of least resistance to ground, which is this path. So that's a good thing. It will go to ground and it will be dissipated by the ground. So that's a good thing. However, when the current is on its way down, if it is close enough to your coaxial cable, the electromagnetic field from that is generated by the current going through this copper wire would induce a voltage into the coaxial cable. Now it would induce a voltage into both the outer conductor and the inner conductor. So the wire in the middle and the braided shield would both be induced. So that current will go down, and the one that's going through the outer conductor, which is the braided shield, that one would go straight to ground because the outer conductor is connected to ground. But the one that's going through the middle conductor would actually go inside to your equipment, and your equipment would be damaged as a direct result. And also, if this element should be hit by lightning, this element feels the inner conductor right through the Balaam, so current will go through the inner conductor and it will come down and it will go right in to your home, because the inner conductor is not connected to any ground. It is just going from the Balaam and it's going right down and right into your equipment. So this would also damage your equipment. So now this is where the surge protector comes in. This is what we need in order to stop current from getting to your equipment. And you have to know exactly where to place the surge protector. So we're going to be talking about that next. Now this is an example of a surge protector. Now in order to stop these high currents that come from a lightning storm or static buildup from getting into your home and damaging your equipment, we use a surge protector, a gas discharge lightning arrestor, that's what it's called. And we would place it right before the entrance point to your home. So here's the grounding block and here's the cable that goes into your home. So we would put the surge protector right here. Now the surge protector is right in line with your coaxial cable. So you have your coaxial cable going in on one side and coming out on the other side. Now here we have a ground wire. So we ground the surge protector right to the grounding block. The surge protector is passive mostly. The RF signal just passes right through on a normal basis. It doesn't do anything, it just allows everything to pass through. But when there's a surge voltage, usually around 230 volts approximately, or 600 volts. It depends on the surge protector, like they all have different voltages, it depends on the manufacturer. But is approximately between 230 and 600 normally. So once it gets to that point, what happens is that there's a glass tube in the surge protector and it has a gas within the tube. When there's a surge of voltage, this gas changes to a plasma and it forms an arc right to the ground. It's like a wire being formed and goes directly to ground, and it leads that high voltage to ground. So that high voltage will go right to ground and it will be dissipated. And that way you avoid it going right through to your equipment. So this is how it does it. And of course, for that brief period of time, your radio or whatever you're using would lose connection. It is so briefly that you may not even realize it. This is done to stop the high voltage from damaging your equipment. Now this surge protector being in this particular location serves two purposes. It prevents surge currents from lightning storms from getting to your equipment. It also prevents surge currents that are coming from the ground from getting to your equipment. You see, if there's a lightning strike further away, that current goes to ground. Just like we dissipate the current here to ground, it is also dissipated to ground anywhere that it strikes. And that current goes to ground and it would get to your grounding rod, and it would go up your grounding rod, and it would go into your home in the same way. So this surge protector serves two purposes. It serves to protect your equipment from surge currents resulting from direct antenna hits or from ground currents. In case you're interested in this surge protector, I have a link to it within the description below. This is Trevor from Telecom Training. If this video has been helpful to you and you would like to see more videos like this one, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.